Thank you.
How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the Soil Nerds Talk. Organic acids. And what's the topic today, Mike?
And biological stimulants. Organic acids and biological stimulants.
Organic acids and biological stimulants.
I like that one.
So we're getting pretty excited. Spring is upon us. We were outside working in the garden, getting our plant on, dialing in the irrigation system, and getting pretty excited about that. And that is a perfect segue for how this time of year, irrigation, organic acids, and enzymes and microbiologicals all work together in conjunction to maximize plant growth. But most importantly, microbial growth that is responsible for the nutrient uptake, the water delivery, as well as the carbon sequestration in our soils. Every soil type has its own native biology that influences this completely different.
I think we're good to start letting people in.
I think we're good to start letting people in.
All right.
I think we are good too.
All right. Well, Anthony Wood of Ronville, come on down. There he is, our first contestant.
Our first contestant, come on down. What's happening? What's up, man?
Good. How are you, buddy?
Doing good, man. How you doing?
Doing good.
Anthony, I'm
Nice.
Kyle. It's nice to meet you face to face.
Likewise. And then who's that in the background behind you, Tate?
This
That's Kyle.
is Kyle. This is
Nice to
Kyle.
meet you.
Yep, we've got the microphone. Oh, and we're readjusted, so you should be able to hear him better now. Yeah, this is Kyle Barogi, microbiologist and product specialist at KTL. You might have chatted with him on the phone. Feel free to hit him up whenever you need.
You'll see my face in the training for sure.
What was that?
I said you'll see my face in the training for sure.
Yep, I've been kind of just starting to watch those videos, so yeah.
What do you think so far of the training?
Oh well, I literally just got it kind of dialed in with Mike about 40 minutes ago. So it's to be seen so far, man.
Awesome. There you go.
I think you'll enjoy it.
He's drinking out of the fire hose.
Yeah.
We just filled up his inbox with all kinds of stuff. But I was going to say, I like the signature. The email signature looked good.
Yeah. So one step down and probably 500 more to go.
That's right.
There's always 500 more steps.
That's true.
I was literally just out in the backyard dialing in. Oh, nice. Dialing in my irrigation system. And I was like, holy crap, there's still like 15 more projects to finish this one project. You know?
I do. I dig that black shirt though, right there. Whew, that's fire.
Thanks, man.
Yeah. The black and green signature.
Actually, I probably need to switch my hat.
Yes.
So where you guys at, Tate? You at the office over there in Bluefield, or?
I'm at my house right now. I'm in my basement. I'm just chilling in the basement.
That little wall art back there.
Dude, we chill on the beach down here under the stars with the universe. It's legit. I love hanging out in here. We went a little bit DIY crazy during COVID and completely redid my basement, my backyard, my kitchen, my dining room. We basically did a half of our house remodel. It was awesome.
Well, the time was there, I would assume.
Yeah, for sure, man. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Where are you at?
Just at my house.
Nice.
Yeah,
That's what's up.
just chilling on the couch.
Nice. So, have you talked with a bunch of growers yet? How's the preamp going?
No, I haven't talked with anybody yet, man. I was just telling Mike, I need to get before I call anybody, dude, I've been out of the game for so long that this is everything is like brand new to me all over again. So I need to, first, I don't want to call a grower and sound like this complete retard and just be like, yeah, this is
Feel free.
The life.
Feel free at any time to tell people, hey, I do not have the answer to that, but I can get you the person who does.
Yeah, but I just want to at least sound at least a hair knowledgeable about, everything as opposed to, everything's brand new, man. I've been out of the game for 15 years now almost. It feels like.
Good way to kind of train, and maybe try a few things. Would be maybe, to have Tate or I do a couple calls with you and just hear our pitch and kind of how we intro things and how we, kind of dig into stuff. And, the kind of questions that we ask and how we navigate through that could be something helpful for sure.
Yeah, it's certainly what I was thinking. I think Mike mentioned that as well. Just, that's all I was just looking through. I see there's like a, kind of like a script kind of more or less, but I definitely want to just dive into the training and, kind of wrap my head around, some of the products and then I just got to find, the only grower I know out here is Fry. So other than that, and I guess Christian's out here now too. So kind of utilize it. Oh, go ahead.
Sorry to cut you off. We're just at 2 minutes after the hour. I got a few people in the waiting room, so we'll start letting people in.
Let them on in. We'll continue this later, Witter. We're going live. Actually, we've been live. Technically.
Here comes a few people. I see Peter is here. Actually, Philip is here. Hey, Philip.
How's it going, guys?
Good.
What up?
All right. Welcome. And I see Indoor Grow Buddies is here.
Hi, guys.
Hello,
What's
how's
up?
it going? Are you in Arizona? Is that Belle?
I am. It is.
Hey, welcome. Been hearing
Nice.
all about you from Kara.
Nice. There we go. Got my camera going now.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you guys.
Yeah, we're excited to have you in the Keto Life family.
Yeah, super excited to be there. I worked with Kara at a growing facility here in Tucson. I still work for them, but I just do retail with them right now. But I've got my own retail store, so super excited to be carrying your guys' stuff.
That's great. Well, hopefully this and all the other resources that we have to offer will help you to get going. I'm going to go ahead and just start recording. We got
This meeting is being
more
recorded.
people coming in. Here comes Kara, actually. So, Bill, I see we've got Philip he's in Minnesota, and then Anthony in LA, right, Anthony? Or San Diego?
San Diego.
San Diego.
Carlsbad.
Carlsbad. And then you're seeing Bell. There's Tate in white. He's the founder of Keto Life. And next to him is Kyle. He's our growth specialist and microbiologist. Hey, Kara.
Hi.
How's it going? Welcome.
Thank you. Going good. Busy day.
Heard that.
Heard that. Got that.
Crazy busy day in the industry, huh?
Tis the season. Everybody's doing stuff. Everybody's putting in work. Everybody's preparing for the year. It's all going really. I think it's going to be chance to be a pretty good year this year.
Yes.
Everybody's ready.
Everybody is ready. No doubt. I see we have Peter still trying to connect. It looks like his audio is not cooperating. I know we've got a few more people coming, so we'll just give it a few more minutes. And
How's everybody doing today? What's the fun spring project?
I know, Belle, your fun spring project is opening up your store, right?
Yeah, getting more, inventory into the store and getting all the paperwork and everything ready. Yeah.
It's great. Are your doors open?
They are open, yes. We're
Okay.
just trying to get as much stuff in as possible. It's kind of hard to get some, of these vendors to get back in contact with you. And then, with COVID and deliveries and delays and all kinds of good stuff to deal with. But, we're putting along.
Yeah, well, some vendors are more responsive than others, right?
Very, very true. And you guys were quick and honest and good to go. So that's been nice.
That's great. Well, yeah, you're in good hands with Kara, for sure.
Yeah, it's been mind-blowing to me, the fact.
There's Peter.
There's Peter.
Hey, hey, Peter, how's it going?
Not bad, yourself?
Doing well. Welcome to the call. I'm
Yeah, how's it going, boys?
I'm hearing major echo now.
I think that's coming through Peter's phone, I believe, actually.
Okay.
Is it me?
Could be.
Yeah, so it's all good, man. But if you just want to, mute and unmute or if you got some background noise going on, it might be doing it. Seems to be a little less now.
That sounds pretty good. How are you doing today, Peter? Okay, now maybe.
You hear me?
Oh yes, now we hear you. Yes. Where are you calling from, Peter?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Peter from Michigan? Peter, are you in Michigan? Check 1, 2. Can you hear me?
All right, there you go. Can you hear me?
Yes.
My bad. First, go ahead.
No worries.
For a sec there.
Are you in Michigan?
I'm in Toronto.
Oh, you're in Toronto. Okay, cool.
Fantastic.
Great. How are things in Toronto?
They're awesome.
Yeah, the industry's really killing it up there, huh?
Yeah, COVID is a friend to the cannabis sector.
That's good. That's good to hear. Cool. So, and do you have a grow up there?
No, I'm working with some licensed LPs at present. They're micros. Just means craft growers.
Got you.
But I'm looking to step up their game from a grow perspective, cultivation.
Nice.
Cool. Well, that's what we're all about.
Mainly, obviously, on the organic tip. So.
Nice.
It's good to hear.
You look familiar. I think we might have met. Did we meet at MJ BizCon?
We could have very much. Yeah.
Maybe might have shared a taxi to the airport or something, a lift to the airport or something like that.
Potentially, we could have. No, I've been MJ BizCon, lots of them. Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah.
Cool.
What a surprise.
Well, thank you everyone for joining us today. It's 10 after the hour, so I'm sure we'll have a few more stragglers that'll come in. My name is Mike. Welcome to Soil Nerds. And I've been working with Key to Life for 5 years now, Tate, and 5 very exciting, mind-blowing years. Yeah. And so with that, I'll introduce Tate Dooley, the founder of Key to Life, and he's there with Kyle Brody, our in-house microbiologist and growth specialist. Take it away, Tate.
Awesome. Thank you, Mike. Hey, thanks everybody for coming. Sorry that we got this invite out super late. Basically, I've been juggling springtime just like all of you guys, I'm sure. And we didn't know which avenue we were going to be broadcasting this. And so we actually sent out the invite late yesterday as the official link for this. So Probably because of that, we're going to see a little bit less people than usual, but that's actually a good thing for you guys because it gives you guys an opportunity to engage and maybe get a little bit more in-depth responses and answers. And also, we'd really appreciate if you guys do have any friends in the industry that when we do this again here in 2 weeks, and we've got our Zoom link and our YouTube live link sent out a lot earlier, that we share it with our friends, because this is what it's all about. It's all about uniting the community, putting the power back in the community, uniting all the different people with all the different strengths that they all bring to the table, because as a team, we're all much better than individuals. And we just want to exchange really awesome information in amongst the community about some of the biggest problems that people are seeing in their cultivation scenarios, whether it's backyard, indoor, greenhouse, outdoor, irrigation, beneficial bugs, LED lighting, organic nutrition. We've got individual people with each category and sector that are very experienced and also open-minded to learning with you guys about your scenario, because all of them are a little bit different, and how we can incorporate the best solutions for you and your grow. So with that being said, wanted to also introduce Kyle. Kyle's microbiologist here at Keto Life, like we said, has been also with the company for 5 years as well, and is also one of my good friends over here, you know, helping me do some backyard work on a hot day like a good friend. So take it away, Kyle.
Hey guys, thank you again. So everybody for being here. Like Tate said, you know, this is it's meant to be an interactive forum. It's meant for you guys to ask questions. It's meant, you know, we could stand up here and just talk for hours and hours about all the different things that we offer and the things that we do. But, you know, we try to, you know, sometimes take down specific categories. But again, really, it's all about you guys. It's all about wanting to solve problems and help you guys out. So if at any point during any of this, if any of you have a question at all, feel free to ask. That's what we want you to do. You know, we want you to, you know, if it's even just a clarification about something, you want a little bit more information about something that we talk about, you know, please feel free to speak up. We appreciate the input very much. And on top of that, we also have another expert of sorts here. We have Kara. She is our entomological expert, so she specializes in helping with implementing bug programs to help fight off invasive pests and things of that nature. Knows quite a bit about growing herself. Definitely knows how to problem solve lots of different things. So, Kara, do you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Kara. I'm an IPM specialist. I started doing this about 5 years ago. And just kind of building over the years, I've gained a lot of experience with working in the field as well. So like Kyle was saying, just kind of a little well-rounded in all ends of the spectrum, greenhouses, outdoor growing, indoor growing. I've kind of dealt with a little bit of everything. So if you have any questions, I'm your girl.
I just want to also, thanks, Kara, and I also just want to introduce Chris Sherwin. Looks like Chris is out there installing irrigation systems today out in an organic farm in New York State. So welcome, Chris.
That's what I was doing too. Good job, buddy.
Yeah, it's pretty hot out here. we had a unfortunate accident. Somebody ran over our pressure regulator and a piece of our irrigation equipment. So.
Oh no.
That's all right. You need to. Things happen, right?
They do. Different problem every day.
We got some beautiful soil out here. Got a 3-acre clip. We got to irrigate through the week and get transplants in. So the hustle's going to be on. You know?
That's great.
Heck yeah, brother.
Nice.
Very cool. Well, you know, so as Kyle was saying, you know, this really is meant to be an interactive forum. You know, certainly sometimes we end up just running through and talking products. And of course, you know, today is really supposed to be about organic acids and biological stimulants. Kyle, perhaps you want to give a little bit of an intro on that, and then we can open it up to questions.
Yeah, absolutely. When we talk about organic acids and biological stimulants, we're talking about things that can assist with chemical processes, nutrient transfer processes, those types of things, chemical reactions, specific chemical reactions within a plant and within a plant system. The organic acids that we generally talk about and introduce to people are amino acids, humic acids, and fulvic acids. And these all have a very, sort of similar, but also very different purposes and very different things that they do within a plant system and within a soil system and within just really any growing scenario whatsoever. And then biological stimulants are things that we consider not only the biology itself, but things that actually help the biology develop over time. Additional sugars, additional hormones, additional specific types of nutrients, different food sources for these microbes and things of that nature. The microbes and fungal things that really just, again, sort of build the actual community of microbes itself over time, because inoculation is one thing, that's getting it in the soil and getting it established. Proliferation and continuation are two very different things. So it's about having the entirety of the system, not just focusing on one part. That really is the way we like to think about biology.
And one thing that really helps us to do is maximize genetic potential. Because when we use biology and the way that Mother Nature intended it to deliver nutrients, carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen, we're going to be able to unleash further genetic potential. The reason that we say that is, like Kyle just mentioned, amino acids. And I guess that'd probably be one of the, most fun organic acids to jump into is amino acids. Amino acids have a really interesting relationship with soil. Not only the individual fibers of the soil, but also how the water interacts with the individual fiber of the soil, as well as the microbiological community, the fungal community, and almost every aspect of a soil food web system is improved with the use of amino acids. Well, in traditional agriculture, they use ammonium nitrate. And ammonium nitrate is a way to deliver nitrogen that amino acids end up delivering after biology. So traditional agriculture bypasses biology to deliver essential nutrients. Now, why does this matter? Well, it all comes back down to the microbes in the soil are, like we said here a little bit ago, the microbes in the soil have a symbiotic relationship with the root system, as well as the soil system and the water system, and help all of them to truly work together. The nutrients actually get delivered to the plants, and even organic acids get delivered to a root system via microbes. Well, traditional agriculture discovered synthetics that could bypass these microbiological communities and in turn kill these microbiological communities that help to balance soil, balance water, prevent water channeling, prevent erosion, but most importantly, retain carbons in the soil, hydrocarbons specifically, and carbon emissions, as well as a lot of volatile organic compounds are released from soils when microbiological populations and communities are degraded. So at the end of the day, when we feed an organic plant, we're really feeding an organic soil system based on these organic acids, enzymes, biological stimulants, and microbial communities. So, amino acids, that was some of the 10% of the iceberg as far as it's concerned, because each amino acid in the complex has its individual function. Like, for instance, tryptophan is an amino acid. We've all heard of it. It's in what's in turkeys. It's what makes us go to sleep after Thanksgiving. Well, this amino acid actually can cause hermaphroditism, or pollen to be triggered in female plants in cannabis. So we want to be mindful of what type of amino acid profile we're feeding our plants. So where do we find tryptophan amino acids? Well, usually in animal-based amino products. Plant-based aminos do not contain L-tryptophan. So we want to look at a lot of things when it comes to just organic acids and stimulants, being, yes, are we using them first? Second off, what's the profile of them, being plant-derived or animal-derived or synthetic? Third, what's the delivery mechanism? Is it a slow breakdown? Is it a fast breakdown? Is it a nanoparticle? Is it an enzymatically encapsulated nanoparticle? And fourth off, what is its implication on the biological soil-based systems that you're introducing it to? Because at the end of the day, if we're harming those systems, then we're going to be, in a long run, harming our cultivation plan. It's all about building those microbiological communities via amino acids and other acids like humic acids and fulvic acids. So I'll go into humics and fulvics a little, and then I'll pass it to Kyle just so he can nerd out too, because I know he's itching too. But so humics and fulvics are really interesting, because when we look at compost, what are the main things that we're looking to be uptaken by a plant? First, microbes and their ability to chelate nutrients. 2, organic acids and enzymes, being aminos, humics, fulvics. All of these things come from a really mature and well-aged compost with the right biological makeup. So what is key to life's niche? Well, if we were to go into every single commercial operation and try and switch them all over to compost teas, raised beds, soil amending, yes, it would be a great world. However, unfortunately, it's not realistic in some sizes of commercial operations at certain maturities in their operational timeline. So to be able to come in and feed a water-soluble, irrigation-friendly, fertigation-friendly, organic acid or microbiological stimulant is a much easier way for large-scale agriculture to switch over to organics overnight. So that's kind of one of the niches that you guys will see with Keto Life versus a 90+% of the other products on the market is pure organic acids with no preservatives, no fillers, no shelf stabilizers in them, and a high purity active ingredient of really well consciously thought out products. So our organic acids, humics and fulvics, which is our boost and uptake. Our boost is our humic acid, and our uptake is our fulvic acid, have some really neat things going on about them. And I'm going to let Kyle drop some bombs about that.
Yeah. First, I just did see that we have Doug DeRuin here from Facebook. Says, hey, guys. Hey, Doug. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate you jumping on here. So the way that we like to describe, that I like to describe personally, humic and fulvic acids in particular. So again, amino acids, it's very much on a molecular scale and a very, deals with, things on a microbiology size, things even on as small as like on a chemical side as far as DNA. the double helix of DNA, the two things that connect the rods of your T's and C's and G's and whatnot on either end of that double helix are amino acids. So having present and available amino acids is really important.
It is the backbone.
Right, exactly, of really anything that grows. So that's vegetable life, that's plant life, that's microbiological life, that's entomological life, that's human life, that's everything. So it's an important aspect. Again, being able to deliver that to any type of system is how we ensure that the plants, again, through all of their molecular processes, it goes through all of these changes in its life. A transition from a vegetative state to a flowering state is an incredibly big transition on a genetic level for a plant. And having the ability to have those high, the plant available amino acids with the microbes to help deliver them and kind of get them where they're going and all of that type of stuff really makes sure that as that transition process goes, the plant can do it very easily, and there's low chance for mistake, and there's low chance for something not being translated. So it gives the plant its best possible chance to do as well as it can. And then same thing through the rest of the growth cycle as it goes through the stretching bloom phase. That's a very different transition. As it stops doing that and begins bursting flowers out and increasing resin and cannabinoid content and all of these things, those amino acids are essential the entire way through. Now you may look at a product like ours that is our amino acid product, like a Revitalize, and most people will look at the front of the bag and the only thing they'll see is a 1400. They'll say it's a nitrogen supplement. They'll say, I got to be careful with it. They'll say, I only need it in veg. You don't need it in flower at all. And that's very much not true. It's again, essential all the way through the entire growth cycle. It's essential to every part of the entire process of the entire plant. And it's something very gentle. Traditional salt-based acids, like Tate was talking, the ammonium nitrates of the world, those types of things, they're very force-fed. They're very kind of injected almost, because like Tate says, they bypass the biology, so they're uptaken more chemically and less biologically. And that is, again, it's like direct injection steroids. It's, again, an effective method for delivering, right? But but you can't survive off of just steroids and be a healthy human being. Same thing with our plants. We want to ensure that it has multiple types of nutrition, multiple forms of nitrates and nitrites and nitrogens and things of that nature, so that as it goes through its life cycle, it can get, like Tate originally brought up when he first started talking, the genetic potential of the plant as well as the maximum potential of the biology and all of the stuff that works together, because it all works in this circle. Some microbes feed these ones, and then their offputs feed these ones over here, and then they break something down and it feeds this guy over here, and it kind of all just works in a really big circle. So having that entourage effect of all of these things in biology, again, humic acids, fulvic acids to help deliver things, amino acids to, again, help assist with chemical processes, biology to be the bridge in between. It's, again, the way Mother Nature intended to do it.
Yeah, if you go down to the second page, these amino acids really are the cute little kid handing you the scrumptious food that you want to eat for every type of microbe in the soil. So that's my son, Tegan. Had to give him a shout out. But yeah, so humics and fulvics are a whole nother convo that are just as fun, because when we look at humic acids, there's a couple different ways that people can get humic acids and how it affects not only the microbiological communities, but also how plants interact with these humic acids. So first and foremost, there are two different main derivative compounds that most humic acids are derived from. One is leonardite and one is humulite. One is fresh water and one is salt water. Subbituminous, meaning ancient, under the soil, coal-based extracts. So a lot of these extracts, which are actually fossilized peat from back when the dinosaurs were around, they're all different depending on where you find the mineral deposit or where the peat bog was depending on environmental characteristics, there was different microbes, there was different plant vegetation mixed in, there was different growth rates, there was different all sorts of biological and environmental chemistry makeup. So dependent on the bog of freshwater or saltwater derived subbituminous based coal extract, you're going to see different micronutrients, macronutrients, heavy metal compounds, pH, CEC, a lot of different compounds are going to change. So what we tried to go for was the one that we felt, once again, influenced microbiology the most. So our humic acid is derived from humulite, not leonardite. The reason that we chose humulite instead of leonardite is because we can retain a lot higher level of humic acid with a lot lower harmful heavy metal content. When I say harmful heavy metal content, I mean harmful heavy metals like arsenic, lithium, cadmium, a lot of these style, harmful heavy metals. All humic acids have heavy metals in them because they contain anywhere from 70 to 96 different micro and macronutrients. Now, which ones of those micronutrients are the bad ones? Which ones degrade microbiological communities in your soil, which is the exact opposite reason of why we're introducing humic acids? And which ones also interact with fulvic acids or amino acids the best? So we found humulite to interact the best. Ours is actually an 86% from humulite. This marketing says 95 because that's our humic acid content with our micronutrients combined. It's actually a 86% humulite compound with an additional humic acid concentration on top of that. The really interesting thing about this product is how black you can make reservoirs with a really small amount. Literally, you can take 1 tablespoon into 200 gallons and the entire tank is black. It's pretty crazy. With that being said, you really got to watch yourself in the type of infrastructure and scenario that you're using humic acids in, because it does entail a little bit more forethought on the front end into your reservoir, your irrigation, your drain valve, your cleaning scenario, so that you can properly take advantage of these without making a huge giant mess. When we look at fulvic acids, anything you want to add on humics?
No,
that's obviously a lot to add on humics.
Yeah,
but we've got this week to talk about it.
Yes. Really the difference between a humic acid and a fulvic acid, you're probably gonna need in this anyway, is really the particle size. So the humic acids are much larger particles. That's again why you have to be conscious about like all the things Tate listed, emitter size, all that type of stuff, pressure compensation, all these things. But the fulvic acid is the smaller molecular weight size. So generally fulvic acids tend to travel a little bit easier. But again, the interaction between the two of them is one of the most important things, and the ability for them to work together in symbiosis is where you get real, they call, generally on humic acid products, they call it a soil conditioner, because that's really what if you think about like conditioning your hair, kind of instead of it being all kind of wiry and haywire and all over the place, it kind of just pulls everything together and makes things flow a little easier, creates more pathways, creates more ability for actual mechanical movement of nutrients throughout soil systems. And the fulvic acid is an important part of that, because the humic acid, I like to say it's the bus and bus driver relationship. So, or
the weed and the bong is like what I like to call it.
Tate likes the weed and the bong. I use the bus and the bus driver. So the humic acid is like the bus, getting everybody on the bus, kind of getting everybody prepared, getting everybody kind of getting right conditioning, broken down, help chelating nutrients, help breaking things down to a more manageable pattern, getting everybody loaded on the bus and ready to go. And
or the weed.
Right. And then the bus driver is the fulvic acid,
or the bong.
So the bus driver is the smaller weight particle that actually takes everybody along and pulls them along for the ride. Actually helps transition into the cell wall, across cell walls, through movement of the plant. Through movement of the soil system, through movement across mycorrhizal chains, things of that nature. It's what actually drives the system. So having one part is great. Having, for people who don't even know what humic or fulvic acids are, having either one of them at a time is going to increase the efficiency of any nutrient that they're already using. But the combination of them really allows you the flexibility to even at times decrease the amount of nutrient that you're feeding, and just make it more available and more easily transportable, so that you can actually increase the efficiency of your system and not kind of overload your soil with an imbalance of nutrients, which in turn can eventually mess up microbial life, because you're really kind of takes over part of the system. One thing builds up really, really high and, kind of stops the ability for other things to work. So there's, again, it's about creating balance. It's about creating a system that sort of feeds itself. And that's why having every part of it, humic acids, fulvic acids, amino acids, biology, and the biological stimulants is important.
Via kelp. Sorry.
Yeah, kelp and molasses are the two sort of stimulants that we generally lend people to. They provide different things, obviously. Molasses is more of a sugar content. It's a complex sugar. It contains multiple forms of sugar because of the refinement process. Crystallization of these sugar molecules happens at different temperatures, and through that food refinement process, it creates multiple forms of sugar. Those forms of sugar then in turn feed the microbes themselves, and help actually deliver, the food source, straight up hand feeding them, basically.
I love this molasses. One of the biggest things about this molasses versus a traditional unsulfured blackstrap liquid-based molasses that you're going to see in the grocery store, as well as in the grocery store, or the grocery store, you know what I'm saying, back in the day, is that this one has almost no calcium nitrate, ammonium nitrate, formaldehyde, calcium diphosphate, and many other heavy metals. So we actually have analysis for this on our website, I believe, and or you can email us for it. And this product is literally only sugar. If you look at it, it's like 4 ppms of calcium and like 6 ppms of magnesium, and very, very low in all nutrients, because we didn't need nutrients. We got those covered in all of our other products. We try to have non-redundant products, but this does have a simple and complex sugar source for microbes to feed on during lag phase, which is basically the womb, the baby while it's in the womb. Log phase, which is proliferation phase, and while it's growing from a baby till the time it can reproduce. And proliferation phase, once it's like me and has kids and continues to do so. Well, not anymore. But anyway, but yeah, so basically, we really want to be able to give multiple food sources, because these bacteria crave and need different types of sugars and food sources throughout these different evolutions in its biological reproduction capabilities and capacities, just like we do. Our diet changes throughout our entire life. And furthermore, since I brought up kids, did you guys know that breast milk has like over 350 different types of sugar in it? And really what it's all about is stimulating the microbiological network in the kid's esophagus, tongue, stomach, small and large intestine. That's
GI tract.
really what it's all about. For the first, year of life for kids is feeding them this sugar-based, lactose supplement, which lactose in of itself is also a biological supplement and enzyme in and of itself. So, it's really interesting how plants and humans really do share a lot of the same things. That's really, the more I get into organic gardening, the more I get into eating healthy. And then the winter comes.
So does anyone have a question or comment or anything on what's been said so far?
Sorry for the nerd bomb.
Not at all, man. That's what we're here for.
Yes, I kind of have a question about like how to give the information kind of, I guess, in almost a dumbed down way. When people walk into the store, they have really no idea about nutrients and like how to utilize them, when to utilize them, and as much nerdiness as there is, it's hard to explain those types of things to people that don't really understand.
Yeah, no, for sure. So, and I totally hear you. It actually has been one of the skills that I've had to develop over the years, is to tone way back the glossy-eyed ism in of which you instill on people sometimes. So amino acids are a Mother Nature's candy-coated biological friendly nitrogen that develops maximum genetic potential in plants. Okay. That's the two sentence for amino. Humics, right? Humic acid. It's hilarious. People get it. It's the chronic weed. It's the cannabinoids. It's the terpenes. It's the smoke. Fulvic acids. It's the delivery mechanism. It's your preferred water pipe. Not some shitty water pipe. Not some junky, dirty pipe. Not some crappily rolled joint or blunt. It's the really nice rolled joint. It's the really clean, awesome pipe. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The biology is the yogurt for plants. It's the same pitch as why we eat yogurt. Keeps the root system for us as humans, which is our guts, clean and healthy and working correctly. And it keeps them working with the food and digesting the food and stuff.
And it comprises almost 90% of your immune system as well, is the resident microbes that are in your gut.
I heard a crazy statistic last week on a new science thing. They're actually finally stepping up, and scientists are saying that they believe that even organs themselves, when you really get down to it, are higher than 90%. Mm-hmm. What makes up the actual organ is over 90% biology.
Resident biology, not your biology, not your cells, resident biology. Same thing with the because skin is an organ, and all of our skin is it's our largest organ, and all of our skin is completely covered in microbes. Every single square inch of it has, even when we sanitize and clean and this, that, and the other, there are some that survive. You're out in the air. As soon as you move around a little bit, you're being re-inoculated again, touching a surface, any of that stuff. And it's important because having those, like we're talking about, feeding the right microbes to keep your immunity up is the most important thing, and making sure you feed the right ones. So getting your hands dirty, being exposed to things, being out in the world is an essential part of our immune system, because it continues to feed the right types of microbes. Because if you stop being exposed to them in the area in your body where they would be there to help protect you, they are no longer there, and they get taken over by other forms of microbes, then you don't have that immunity against that thing that you're being exposed to, and you're much more vulnerable to it. Same thing with plants. That's why we specifically design and tailor our microculture for things like nutrient delivery, nutrient fixation, nutrient breakdown, things that we know are essential, especially in dead soils, for the beginning population to make nutrient translocation and the ability to feed plants with the nutrients that are already in the soil. That's what we're trying to achieve here. So again, I mean, that's again the long-winded version, but if you think of a plant like you think of your human body, the more protection that you have, the more that you harbor and feed the right kinds of microbes, the better off you'll be to combat the things in the world around you and be the best version of yourself, because you don't have to waste a lot of internal energy, because when you get sick, it takes a lot out of you. So same sort of a thing with a plant. When they get sick, when they have problems, it takes a lot out of them. And the more protection they have against that, the longer they can go in their life without getting sick, and the more that they can focus on production and being the best versions of themselves.
And it sounds like what you're talking about is a balanced diet, right? Like you talk about yogurt and probiotics, right?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
You can still live on nitrogen, potassium, and phosphorus, but if you don't have those other key ingredients, you're not going to be as healthy.
Yeah, 100%. Yes, that's exactly what we're talking about. You feed up on too many of one thing. Again, it harbors a specific kind of bacteria, takes over, decreases your ability to even uptake the other things properly. Having a balanced diet is incredibly important. When we talk about nutrients, that's kind of what, just the baseline. If you were just to hit the reset button and just start listening from right now, the short pitch about nutrients and what we're trying to achieve with nutrients is, people, just like plants, need a balance of everything throughout their whole life. You need nitrogen, potassium, you need all of the parts. You need primary nutrients, secondary nutrients, micronutrients, minerals, vitamins, things of that nature. You need the entire thing in order to be a healthy version of yourself and get the best out of you throughout your whole life. A couple things change. You may uptake a little bit more nitrogen when you're in a vegetative stage. You may be able to uptake a little bit more phosphorus when you're in a blooming stage. But for the most part, having a fairly balanced diet throughout the entirety of a plant's life cycle is really, if it's the right kind of diet, if it's a diverse diet, if it's something that it contains biology and is healthy for you and is not literally the watered down, completely empty version, which is the synthetic form, then again, that's how you get the most expression out of your stuff. And then outside of that, a lot of your job is in a grow store and stuff like that is going to be problem solving. And you're going to be able to get to the point where if you can just look at a plant, say, hey, it's deficient in this, or it's got a lock out of that, or it's got a root issue here. That's when you can just go, okay, now you need that product. Boom, boom, boom. It's all in. It's all done.
Does that help? Bill?
Yes, it does.
And so, real quick, if you mind, I want to finish tangenting and actually add how this really helps you to be able to convey this knowledge as well as these products to your customer. It's really simple. It's all about reading and turning the package around, turn it around, and then bring over a liquid nutrient, preferably, one of these huge brands that sells a ton of this total crap product, right? And bring it over and turn it around, and you'll notice it'll be like humic acid, and it'll be like 0.1%, 0.1%. And then you come over to ours and you come over and you turn it around, right? And then you stare at it and it's like 86% humic acid. And you're like, and then you sit there and you look at this bag that's like this big, right? And you only shipped this much powder, right? Like it's 32 ounces, right? 32 ounces, 2 pounds. And then you go over and you look at this gigantic freaking jug that was hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars. And you just spent hundreds of dollars in shipping. And then you turn it around again, and you turn it around again, and you look at it again, and your mind explodes on how they've been selling this crap to people. I do not understand it.
And then you go to every other large company and turn around their bottles, and they all say
the exact same thing on every bottle. You could have bottle A, you could have bottle B, you could have C, D, E, and F. In some lines, they've got 30 freaking plus products, and you turn around and every single one, ammonium nitrate, calcium nitrate, magnesium sulfate, monopotassium sulfate in every single product. And you're like, so why am I buying 30 products? I'm so confused. And then you go back to our line one more time and you turn it around, right? And you're like, well, that one's humic acid. And this one's fulvic acid. And that one's amino acid. That one's microbes. That one's fungi. And that one's sugar. Okay. I'm actually getting like different products here instead of the exact same product. I'm sorry to tangent on it, but I really love giving people in your position, like, because we had this buddy, me and Kyle had a buddy, and his name was Bobby, and he actually owned a grow store down in Colorado Springs. And he literally left these bottles on the shelf next to our stuff, and he left them there for as long as he possibly could. And they had like this much dust, they had tons of dust on top, because all he would do is like point, and people would only buy our stuff because it clicked to them. Like, one free sample of our product, I did the math, is more than this one product, I'm not going to say it. It's like $600. Our free sample is more active ingredient.
That's crazy.
100%. Sorry for
like a feeding schedule that I can like print out, send home with them, and stuff like that.
Definitely.
Okay, cool.
It's on our website, as well as we have a bunch more. We have like 30 feed charts. We probably have too many.
There's one super complete one called Heavyweight Pro Champ. That's it's got really every single product that we have, plus it's just completely week by week. It's specifically so there's simple charts and things like that where it's just kind of the same ratio of everything all the way through, just to keep it simple for some people. But that one's got the actual recommendations of the increases and decreases in humic and fulvic acids. We swap dominance of them throughout the life cycle and stuff like that. So we'll make sure, if you don't have that one, we'll make sure you get that one.
Perfect. That's amazing.
Awesome. I just noticed a lot of different
Kara's trying to say
growers
something.
growing different ways. Like sometimes some of the products that Life carries is great, accessible in soil and certain regimens, but then some don't go as well, obviously, with maybe if you're just going strictly hydro. So
correct.
I don't know about the charts seem a little bit. I'm working on a farm right now, and we are following the heavyweight pro thing, but just that reliable base thing. I feel like Life is very good at assisting like one very potent thing. What do you guys? I don't know.
I'm going to chip in here for a second. So with the heavyweight feeding schedule that Life has, I just ended up going in making a chart for everyone so you guys can see it based on 1 gallon, 5 gallons, 10 gallons, all the way up to 60 gallons, and then 200, 500, and 1,000 gallons. And you can look at it on a high dose for the nutrient and see exactly what people are going to need. So like if you were to go, okay, I have a 50-gallon brew, and you have a 10-pound bag of kelp, you'll get 44.8 brews out of that if you're doing 50-gallon brews. So that just pitch in there on that. And I just created this entire list on every single nutrient, so it'll make it really easy. Depending when you're talking to people, you can be like, okay, well, how many gallons are you brewing? You get 100 gallons? That's great. Let's see how long this nutrient is going to last you. So it's just something really helpful that I just created that hopefully can help everyone out as well.
Motherfucking rock star in the house. Yay! Thanks, buddy.
It's just in the Google Drive under nutrients and soil, and then if you click on Martin, it's in there. We'll have to pull it and put it into the correct folder, but right now it's in soil and nutrients, and then under Dan Martin, and then it's nutrient brew info, and you can view it all in there.
Awesome, dude.
Yeah, I reviewed it. It looks really good, dude.
Yeah, that's
Thank
what
you
it's
for
all
doing
about.
that.
That's what it's all about. We're going to make it easy for you guys to implement and switch over to organics, follow along. We're going to have little bundles put together so that people, like what Ian's talking about, they don't even have to think about it. It's bundled together. Hey, this is my kit. It's got A, it's got B, it's got microbes, it's got sugars, humics, fulvics, and aminos. We're good to go. Let's rock and roll. Oh, micronutrients too. We never talked about Green 9 or Calnamag, but hey, continue.
I just wanted to add that we did like a test out here where it's just I don't know if you guys have touched on next level. I've been in and out, but we did just straight next level versus like just the base nutrient, right? The AB, and then adding on to it. Seems like by the addition of these microbes and these amino acids like you guys are talking about, you can get a lot more flavor and like aroma off of it, maybe more trichome production.
Genetic potential.
But just nevertheless, on the run that looked really, really good. Just the AB, but definitely not as, I don't know, genetic potential like you guys are saying. It's like kind of plastic weed. That's what
it's like McDonald's.
Yeah. But yeah, that's just a little beta. But yeah, love it. I've been actually in the field a little bit more and watching it work. So it's cool stuff.
And I think Kara's been trying to say something for a hot minute now and hasn't been able to get in. Okay, cool.
What's up, Kara?
No, you guys nailed everything that I was going to say anyways. Because we have those little charts and it makes it easy for people who are like, oh, I don't know what to do. And you have this stupid, simple little chart that they can follow along for all of the nutrients. So we'll definitely have to get you some copies and you can print them out, give them to people, or you can just link them to the website. They're also on the website too for everything. So there's definitely accessible sources for all those things.
Because I've changed a lot.
And we also have like a gazillion YouTube videos too of Kyle and
We've been watching quite a few of them in the shop.
Yeah, exactly. So once you get a TV too, we'll give you like a little USB and you can play those in a store and people can sit there and watch them all day long. So
yeah, if I can get that USB, I've got the TV up now. So I've just been utilizing those YouTube videos and playing them in the store and background and stuff like that. So
yeah, that's perfect.
Thank you. And we highly appreciate everybody to go to the YouTube channel and like and subscribe, and feel free to comment on any of the videos.
Gotta get that in there.
You know. Feel free to go to Google and leave us a review.
Oh yeah, I know. I have to clean it up. Yeah, I have to clean it up. Nothing's getting in there. Yeah.
It's like you put it down and you
never tell which is which.
Peter, are you? Oh, there we go. I think Peter was hot mic there for a second. Again, does anybody have any questions about the process of implementing biology? What, so here's, I'll just answer one, a question a lot of people have when they're starting with biologics and using humics and fulvics and aminos and biology and things of that nature. They ask, well, I'm using a synthetic nutrient. Isn't that going to kill what I'm implementing? And the answer to that is yes and no. So a high synthetic environment is going to select against some of the bacteria. Some of the bacteria, most of them are very salt tolerant. Most of them are actually grown on a salt-based media, so that not only can they survive, but they thrive in a salt-based environment. But some of them are not, just due to the nature of their food source and things of that nature. If you are in a synthetic system, you will be able to use biology. It will be effective for you. It's just you're not going to see quite as much. If you were to look down at the actual I examine the microscopy of the soil, it will appear slightly different. But no, using a synthetic nutrient will not kill all of your microbes and thus make it pointless to use microbes or things of that nature.
The main systems that have a hard time with retaining microbes, and especially fungi, basically almost impossible for fungi to be retained, is in rock wool. So rock wool based systems, there is no soil, there is no media, there is nowhere for the mycorrhizal to cling to a mineral and from a root or, you know, anything like that. So rock wool is always the hardest one to maintain biology in. That's why I always like to push, even if people want to go rock wool for the ease of planting and for an infrastructure reason to get rid of like cleaning and buying containers and pots. I totally understand that. But I'd actually recommend cocoa cubes or cocoa slabs or pre-fill cocoa bags, even with expandable, cocoa. So, it maintains biological communities a little bit better. It also doesn't spike as much in CEC. One thing that I've seen that's really crazy with rock wool in particular is in its dry down period, because it is hosting so many salts and retaining so many salts. I've seen people skyrocket EC numbers to numbers you guys wouldn't even believe, like over 30 EC, like during the dry down stage. And all of a sudden it'll either cause plants to stretch a bunch or it'll cause plants to totally fry up. And usually it's the stretch. That's why rock wool plants are so much more stretchy, is because A, they're only ammonium nitrate based nitrogen, which grows straight up, versus amino acid based nitrogen grows structural integrity in plants. It's another huge difference with the two versions of nitrogen and how they interact with genetic potential in horticulture.
Going along with that, as far as using microbes with salts, I've heard both of you talk about the idea of alternating. So you're feeding with your salts one day, and then you're feeding, say, with your microbial tea on a different day.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely the better way for in a rock wool scenario. Like, let's talk about the most sterile to biology, or minimalistic microbiological population media that we could probably imagine would be rock wool and or perlite. Because of the biological surface area as well as the specific surface area on how it retains water and nutrients, you're going to see a lot different microbiological communities develop in rock wool, even based on the inoculant that you do. Like certain ones are going to take off a lot better. So you're going to have a lot less biological diversity because you've got a lot less media diversity. But also that's where coming into the rotation, like you talked about, is key. Doing a salt feed one day or one feed and then doing a biological biostimulant based feed the next feed.
It's sort of like if we think, kind of go baback to the analogy with the
on the diet.
Yes, the eating versus the steroids kind of a thing. It's like, it's your salts are your direct shot. It's a whole bunch of food. It's a really, really dense, super, super dense meal that you just kind of take all of it in, and it kind of feels like overeating. And then the organics come in, and they're basically like the digestives, like the salads, like the vegetables, like the things that actually
the yogurt,
the yogurts, all that stuff that kind of breaks things down and allows you to digest and take in what you just fed it instead of just it balling up and kind of flying through. And some of it obviously is uptaken along the way, but not as much as if you digest everything. So you go sort of a big feed, and then you give it everything to digest, and then you go from the big feed, and then you give it everything it needs to digest, and you kind of alternate between the two of those, throw in water days every now and then, because plants just like water sometimes. It's really the best way to get the best out of both worlds because it gives each one a chance to do kind of its thing.
Yep.
I see that Destiny has joined us. Hi, Destiny.
What's up?
Embarrassing you. Just wanted to say hello.
Looks like she's still connecting audio.
And we are also getting to 3 o'clock, 3:05. So we're probably going to get wrapping up soon here. We do want to hear from Destiny if she gets connected. But also want to open it back up. Where are you guys at? What's on your mind?
Questions, thoughts, anything?
So you're just gonna have to keep coming to these meetings. You'll learn over time.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. Like I said, like we were saying, every 2 weeks we do these and we touch on different topics. So, I mean, that's how I've really learned about our products as well. So you're more than welcome to join us every other week.
Yeah, I'm definitely a visual type of person. So, reading, I'm down with reading, but it's always good to actually hear it verbally and see people talk about it. So that's good.
And that's where our YouTube channel as well as our Instagram come in huge and follow along because I'm redoing my irrigation system for my garden. I have 16 raised beds here at my house and I've got a decent little garden and a decent little irrigation setup. So I'm just going to be talking about how these products work all year, why we use them, how we use them, what to use, when to use it, some of the pro tips along. So everybody definitely check out KTL Supply or Key to Life Supply on Instagram and YouTube once again. And yeah, that'll be real hands-on video for you.
You got a few tea brewers in your setup too. Maybe next call we can talk more about tea brewers.
Just maybe one or two out there.
Yeah.
Well, that's where it really gets fun, and
it's going to be insanity.
That's where that's the foundation of the company, right? Is brewers and the cyclonic, the upside down conical shaped brewers that have really impacted the industry in a huge way. Tate is one of the original developers of that concept. So yeah, that's a good preview of another call, right?
Yeah, maybe. Maybe the next call we could just do it all on the irrigation station, the brewers, the mixing of the nutrients, the stock tank, the irrigation zones, the filters, the input water, the stock water, the feed water, blah, blah, blah.
Love it. Let's do it.
Could be fun. And by then, it should be polished.
Yeah.
You got 2 weeks to dial it in.
Pressure's on. I've been running around out here like crazy. Literally yesterday, I moved 30 cinder blocks from probably 100 yards, 750 pounds of sand, a shitload of decking, all completely by myself. It was just like I've been doing 1,000 trips on my property a day and just getting my spring on.
Yeah, we got to get you some bugs too.
Yes. Oh yeah, I totally got distracted by my tea brewers, my PVC, and Monday I was like, all right, let's get this order rolling, and then totally got distracted because just like right now, I have PVC drying in the sun waiting for its install, and so I got totally distracted. And that right there, my friends, is why you got to order smart and be smart and get on subscriptions. So that way you don't have to do it because we all got so much stuff to do. And let's let technology do some of it for us. We already know we're going to need green lace wings from Kara every freaking 2 weeks at the latest, and we're going to need microbes because we want the freshy fresh. And, we don't, It's good. It's good for our pocket because we don't have to spend and buy huge amounts right now. And also we get fresher supply more frequently, able to drop bombs better. It's just better. So check out the subscription program on our website.
Well, on that note, maybe that's a good place to wrap it up until next time.
Yeah. And next time, I'll actually do something for this call. Literally, this call, I didn't do anything. I literally walked inside 10 minutes ago and just jumped on here. Normally, we shoot out a newsletter. We do an Instagram post. We do a Facebook post. We do a LinkedIn, Twitter, blah, 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 all the social places. And we actually like promote this. This time, we just downloaded some new software. So we were kind of figuring out this new software still, and also totally distracted with spring.
Cool. Well,
Carol, I'll hit you up about some bugs. Green lace wings, California kiss, assassin bugs, blanking right now. Hypoaspis miles, cucamaris. Nematodes.
I did mention pirate bugs too. Those are great.
Parasitic wasp.
That'll be another call. We'll just focus on bugs. It'll be all bugs all the time.
All bugs. I'm down with that. And maybe for that call, I'll actually have like some in my garden that we can do some cool video and share some video of.
That'd be sweet. Some releasing.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Cool. Hey, we really appreciate all you guys. Thank you very much for your time.
Yes, thank you.
And we will be doing this again in 2 weeks. This time I'm going to put a little more input into actually getting people here. If you guys want to share in your communities as well, we'd appreciate it. And thank you. Anything else?
Thank you guys. I really appreciate it. It's nice meeting y'all.
Thank you so much.
Great to meet you, Belle. Thanks everybody for being here, and we'll see you all again next time. Tell your friends.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Take care.
Bye, guys.
Have a good one.
Take